So now, been breaking it down today. You don't waste all that recording time. So we have to take off the valve covers. The lifter's gotta come out. We gotta pull all of this out of here, the cams, everything, because we're putting a whole new oil pump and everything in here. So you gotta disconnect the exhaust. As you see, I didn't have to pull the entire exhaust off of this stock exhaust system. Just had to pull it down and get it out of my way. So basically, this is stage 2 of replacing the entire oil pump, cams, cam body, all those parts, seals, gaskets. We're gonna put all new stuff in there. So now, as you can see, we done pulled off lifters, pulled off the rods and the rod tubes. About to pop them lifter caps off, pull the lifters out. Then we'll be removing all this here and basically installing the entire new unit. So we got down into here. We took off the cam plate with the cams, and we've pulled all those parts out. We checked this to make sure it wasn't damaged, which is good. I mean, there's a little scarring, but there ain't no major. But we do have to replace those bearings in there. We're gonna replace all these seals, and then I'll show you something. Here's the cam plate, and there's your damage. If y'all can see that. The cam itself has damage inside of the, right there, and that's burning them rear bearings out. So we're gonna replace the cam and bearings. So we're gonna be taking, and we're gonna clean all these parts out, as much as stuff that we can get with this microfiber cloth. Because there was a few little pieces from the old cam adjusters. So we just want to make sure we get all that stuff out. So now, we looked at this unit to see what actually got damaged. And I noticed that there's damage not on the cam lobes, but actually on the rear bearing of the cam where it's wore into it. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I'll get under some light here. You might be able to see it a little better. But right about here, some damage on that. And then this tensioner back here was shot, which caused that damage. I'm gonna take and get this on here. Same holes you used before, you'll use again. Get some assembly lube on there. Make sure that your bearings, letters are facing you, or you'll be pulling that whole bearing out and replacing it. Because once you pull them out, you're not going to be putting them back in. Not a new bearing. You're going to damage it once you pull it out. So get it right the first time. That's why it's crucial you just take your time. A lot of us love to hurry up so we can get on the ride, but I'll tell you like this, hurrying up don't do you no justice. Hurrying up pretty much just allows you to screw up something. And I always like to put a little bit of assembly lube on the bearing when I'm installing it too, because I really don't want it to be metal against metal. Okay. You kind of know where you're at once you're seating it down. You'll start feeling it snugging up, and then it's going to stop. Just give it a little bit of one little twist, back it off. Don't go no further. Don't keep trying to turn it, because if you do, you're going to pop it. You'll pop the channel. You might crack the block. I mean, there's a few things you're going to screw up, and then all the work that you just did would be for nothing. Okay, so now we're double checking to make sure that we have have the bearings in. I'm gonna put a little bit more assembly lube in there, just to make sure that the bearings aren't dry or anything. And I always like to do this whenever I'm getting down in here. I always like to put extra assembly lube on some of these parts, just to make sure we don't have no type of situation where something's gonna get damaged because we didn't put enough. Little lint. Okay. There we go. Pop these old seals out because we're putting all new seals in. See, that's why we put new seals, because these puppies don't even want to come out. See what I'm saying? So we are putting a whole new setup. We make sure we put all new seals, because these here have been cooked. Probably been there ever since the bike was first made, of course. We're gonna clean all these channels out, make sure ain't no oil down in the screw holes. So we're gonna blow those out. And then we're gonna start putting the cam plate with the cams, oil pump, and all that stuff in. Now we're gonna be installing the second bearing. Basically, take this apart here, switch sides.